It's good to see you guys this evening. And we just wanted to just do an interview with Kat and Marlene McKenzie of Ladywood Creatives. Before we get into it, just wanted you guys to introduce yourselves. So if Kat, Marlene, introduce yourselves to Asha, and Asha can introduce himself to you guys.
Okay, shall I go first?
Go on,
Hi, Asha. I'm Kat. I am a dance artist, choreographer, and one of the coordinators for Ladywood Arts Forum. I also coach gymnastics at City of Birmingham Gymnastics Club. That's my day job. I have been working in the arts for probably, it might be about 15 years now. Prior to that, I was, in sport mainly, and done a bit of admin and finance jobs as well. Love Ladywood, and that's what's motivated for Ladywood Arts Forum, Ladywood Creatives, in bringing together other artists and organisations.
Yeah, Marlene McKenzie, title, I'll just say creative performer, social issues, been performing and in the creative industry for about 15 years as well. Graduated in 2004 and then kind of went into community theatre, doing workshops, drama workshops in schools, and then after doing that, realising that I had something to say, I had a voice, so I wanted to be using my voice creatively, and then set up Mooville Theatre, which allowed me to get funding, to explore other issues, but also make sure that people around me have that voice, and that voice is, you know, authentic, raw and creative. So then when Kat came on board, she kind of showed me the kind of thing about Ladywood Arts Forum, and realised as a Ladywood artist myself, what I was doing in the community, I could expand that, but also expand so that other artists can share their passion, share their voice, share their opinions. So so we're at this point now where we really want to just kind of connect with everyone, and to say that Ladywood has talent. We have people in Ladywood that are creating underground, but also those that are just in silence. So we really want to try and dig deep and find those artists, those organisations that are making a difference. And we know that we've got big organisations within Ladywood, but we really want to be within the community. So.
Asha?
Oh, me? My name's Asha. I'm a DJ, promoter. I do mentoring from time to time. I was about to start a mentoring position at a school, but Corona's kind of locked that off for now. What else can I say? I've worked with young people all my life, I would say, in various ways, babysitting, etc., and the mentoring. I used to work with Connections, that obviously is not around anymore. What else can I say? I live in Ladywood, born and raised. I don't know what else to say on that.
Okay, and obviously I'm Vanessa. I've Inspire My Smile, a freelance creative, dabble, mostly writing, mostly a blogger, and I live in Ladywood as well. And obviously I want to be a part of Ladywood Creatives. I suppose we just want to find out, you know, what the actual aim of Ladywood Arts Forum is in the long term after COVID and after lockdown.
Yeah, Before we go into that, I just wanted to, just for the record, just actually say what the forum is.
Yeah.
Just to kind of promote it in the original sense that it was intended.
Yeah.
It has been set up by Birmingham City Council, and it incorporates the whole of Ladywood district. So that's Aston, that's Bordesley Green, that's Bordesley and Highgate. You've got Neatchalls, Lascelles, Newtown, Ladywood, North Edgbaston. I hope I don't forget anybody. Soho and the Jewellery Quarter and Holyhead. And if I have forgotten anyone, they'll have to come back and mention that afterwards. So that's our area, and it's a massive area. And because it incorporates the city centre as well, there's a lot of artists within Ladywood. The Cultural Development Service is actually our overseeing body within the council, and they actually fund the forums, of which there's 10 across the city, to just basically represent the community and to bring arts to the community. So there's lots of different ways of doing that, but primarily it's to provide a network and to link artists, freelancers, the smaller the companies to the bigger organisations. Yeah.
Off the back of that then, so the aim is to link artists with other artists, organisations. What plans would you say that you would be looking into in the future?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, go on.
Anyone?
No, that's fine. I think one thing that we've undertaken, because we've only recently ourselves took on this post, so there's a lot of networking to do, and there's reaching out particularly via social media networks, which was something that previously wasn't very strong for us as a forum. So I've been connected to the forum for a few years now, but I've been supporting different organisations in hosting that. So everything's changed, and everything's changed a lot because funding just isn't available anymore. So whereas at one point the arts forums could actually deliver, we're not given that funding anymore. But what we can do is enable other people to apply for funding, as in giving them support, advice, helping them to connect to organisations that they can partner with. Currently we're not constituted, but it is in our interest to become constituted as Ladywood Creatives, so that we can actually then apply for funding, so that as a creative organisation we can deliver. So that would be the ultimate goal going forward. But within the next year we have several tasks to actually undertake, which are set to us by Birmingham City Council, and that is primarily to network and to they talk about brokering relationships between community organisations, schools, local services, businesses, but most importantly artists and creatives.
What would you say you would hope to change from previously? So what would be different now compared to previous?
Because I've joined recently to Ladywood Creatives, it's, from my point of view, it's different, because when I was told there was a forum, I didn't know there was a forum. But at the same time, the person before was pushing a different kind of agenda, which was a great agenda for what she needed to do at the time. And I think the approach is very different, because my style isn't your kind of average theatre style. I like to kind of mix it up a bit and use theatre, multimedia, film, dance. So I'm coming from a different kind of angle. However, I think the thing that we both wanted was that Ladywood should be enhanced, should be seen, should be heard. And I'm trying to come at it from a different angle. So with the theatre side of things, and obviously we're in lockdown now, but using those platforms as Zoom, as, you know, the kind of media forms to kind of see how we can connect. But I think what was trying to do is connect personally, physically with those people, with those organisations, and having something within Ladywood that we can celebrate, that we can connect. And I think for me, that's what was missing. There was enough here to kind of, there's a point where we just meet up. Yes, you got dances and stuff like that, but what about things that, you know, like poetry nights, stuff like that. So I started creating, like, you know, creative needs space. And then when the position was there and I saw it in my email and I spoke to Kat and said, what do you think? And it was like, you're doing it already, but what you need to do now is expand it and target it mainly for Ladywood. So I was just trying to just do any Birmingham performer, creative person who needs a platform to show themselves, where now we've got this platform to actually explore Ladywood and see what's in Ladywood. But because Kat's worked with the previous host, she'd probably have a different take from me, but that's from kind of fresh eyes. So Kat wants
I think Marlene's perspective, it is very much what I agree with, and I think that it's been useful to have a new input. Things only last as long as they last. Everything evolves. We have to move. We have to change in accordance with you know what's happening. So it's relevant to have Marlene's particular insights and creativity at this time. It just makes sense. So we work closely together anyway. So creatively, we are on the same wavelength. Previously, things that have been done as a forum have very much included the whole community and putting on free events for the community. So that was something that previously Ladywood was very good at, and did events at Summerfield Park for a number of years. And also doing things without any funding, which is, you know, something that is very hard to do, enlisting people to just be on board and get things done, as opposed to applying for funding, not getting funding, and then nothing happens. So that's something that I would very much want to take forward with us, that just because funding isn't available, with the right people working together, important things can still happen. And that's just a value, I think, that is very much needed in today's climate with basically no money. But then that said, because Marlene is practiced in making funding applications through her company anyway, she has a lot of experience in making the right applications and making projects relevant. So that's something that you know, putting our heads together, we can innovate. She mentioned Creatives Need Space, and that's an event that she was running and inviting different people to utilise, you know, a performance platform, and that is just invaluable, really, for networking and getting people seeing each other's work, because very often we're very isolated from each other. We don't have chance to reach out. If we do, there's never opportunity to really talk about things. And sometimes the occasions that we meet are very formal, and that doesn't always support our art forms. So it's nice to be able to just, in a relaxed way, enjoy what other people have got to offer and make those connections, and just give that support first and foremost, and then from that build the right relationships that will enable work to be furthered. So being seen, that's a big thing. And thankfully, because Marlene and I do share the same vision, we are able to, well, I hope we're able to innovate in the right way. It's still very much early days, and what we need now is to incorporate other people's ideas, which is why having members to our forum is essential, and knowing that it's a safe place and it's an inspiring place for people to come together to just make something of themselves for their community.
Definitely. And I just want to say about the safe space, it's about respecting each other's work as well, and knowing that, yes, you have a good idea, and it's not about tearing people apart saying, oh no, that's not good, but then in the next breath, it's, you see in another company, it's having that, actually, this is an idea that you've nurtured, and how can we help you grow it? So that's what we're looking at. We're not looking at saying, you know what, that's a really good idea, I know Mooville can do that. No, Mooville's not about that. Mooville's got that, its kind of essence is coming from personal. So if that's personal to that person, it's about how can we help that. And I think now in this time, people are afraid. There is a trust issue, and I completely understand being in that position myself, but knowing that, you know what, okay, you've just got to sometimes follow your kind of intuition, you know, your spirit, and go, actually, I feel safe in this space, I have something I want to do, share it. And it's like, okay, those people will be the right people to connect and make it grow. So I think that's what we're looking to do for the forum, definitely.
Asha, you want to add to that?
Yeah. No, not really.
You don't want to ask any questions?
Okay.
No?
No.
Okay. So guys, what are the things that we can do now? Obviously we've got the Facebook page. What sort of content would you be looking to add to the Facebook page and other social media platforms?
So at the moment we have got something there. So we're looking at people to share their own stuff, really, especially on the Facebook page. You know, if you've got an event coming up, if you've got something to say, if you've got a post that's relatable to Ladywood, then post it. From the Mooville and Ladywood creatives, we have got a thing called Mama's Login, but we are looking at issues within the community. So there are things that we're going to start to post up very soon. But we want it to be for everyone to showcase themselves, and it's not Mooville's, we're just hosting it. We just want to host it for everybody to kind of share something. So, you know, if they've got something that they want to say, like what's going on with the current issues, you know, Black Lives Matter, if they've got something like a little rant or whatever, but they're doing it in their house, their home, and they're a creative, then put it up there so that we can see who they are and what kind of point and stance they're coming from. And say if they're an artist, they want to do painting or drawing, post it up. That's the whole purpose of it, to kind of showcase for yourself as a DJ. You know, if there's, you know, music that's happening, or there's you know, you see DJs kind of posting up where they have a night and they're just, people can just bubble in their house. That's what it's there for. It could be a case where we can go live with certain artists. I think it should be active, as if we're kind of on the street outside doing stuff. That's what we want to see the page doing. Instagram as well, Instagram Live. I have been thinking about that quite a lot, and I think there is so much things to say. I was saying to Kat and Vanessa that Mooville TV is going to come back. And obviously we've got the interviews, but I think there's some stuff that we need to discuss and just kind of use creativity to, you know, heal, talk about, rant about, argue, but then at the same time understand each other and where people are coming from, and try and educate as well. So that's what we're trying to do with Ladywood Creatives. So
and I think as well, going forward, like beyond COVID, because at the moment we can't interact, but here's hoping at some point very soon that we can resume some of that interaction. And meetings. We need meetings. We need to have like-minded people round a table, making a commitment to being part of the forum in that way as well. We want members. That's so important going forward, because there's decisions that collectively we can make. We want to represent everybody. So the more diverse that membership is, the more representation we have. And like I mentioned before as well, Ladywood is a big area. We do incorporate all the big organisations, you know, the REP, Birmingham Museums are all based in the city centre. You've got a lot of venues, a lot of commercial venues, theatre venues. You've got big arts organisations all over the place. Digbeth particularly is very rich in artists, and we would invite those artists to connect with us so that we can perhaps engage them with communities, particularly Nechells and Borsley Green spring to mind at the moment, just because we as a forum haven't connected very well with them in the past. It's just been difficult sometimes when areas don't have a lot of their own artists. That doesn't mean to say they should be without arts provision. So we'll be looking for artists really to reach out to them communities, and in whatever way they can, whether that's through the help of local community centres or liaising with schools. Even the police in some areas can support, and there is funding available from police as well as other funding bodies. So it's just going forward, strengthening ourselves, and it very much being about as many representations as we can include. We have our own ideas and we will lead, but ultimately it's about you. It's about you, the residents, you, the business owners, you, the artists.
And where can people find Ladywood Arts Forum? Where do you meet up?
Previously, we met up at Ladywood Leisure Centre, which is a new leisure centre right in the heart of Ladywood. And we felt it was important to meet there because Ladywood had been waiting a long time for that leisure centre. So it was timely, really, and appropriate to make use of that. And they very kindly have offered us a room. But going forward, we want meetings in each of the areas. We want to not just concentrate in Ladywood. We want to take ourselves and our meetings out. So we would like to be citywide during the course of the year. If we could get a couple of meetings outside of Ladywood itself and in Aston or Newtown or wherever. So we will be looking for organisations that would help us host meetings there as well. So it's about involving everybody, and that's what we need, isn't it?
Exactly. And socially, I think we'll try and link our email address to everything so that people can contact us directly if they've got some concerns or they need help with anything. And then we've got a number as well that they can call. So I want it to be that they can reach us rather than I've been trying for the last 5 weeks and I haven't heard anything. I'm going to try and, contact and keep fresh, and like even if members join, that they're in that kind of loop so that they can connect as well. So if we haven't seen an email, the members can see and say, has anyone reached out to this person, and then just reach out in that way. And then also I think, setting up a group as well so that we can talk online as well. So we know that not everyone can access online, but also we want to kind of have the cross between where people are better online but they're not as good socially, and try to merge the two where we can get people to come out of their houses after this. Hopefully people are just wanting to kind of get out, but at the same time that when you are indoors that we still are present. So that's what we're going to try and do as well.
Great. Sounds there's a lot that can happen. There's a lot that's going to happen, and I'm very hopeful for the Arts Forum. And yeah, there's so many things that we can do. It's just going around in my head, but we'd have to really plan that, really plan it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the exciting thing now, that it's not, we're kind of connected with different heads, spaces, and people having their ideas, and really just elevating the forum and having those, you know, festivals that we should be having, or just days, or even just going into certain schools in the area, just connecting and not fearing that we're not being seen. And I know we keep saying that, not being seen. There is something within that we're going to look into that, to kind of say that we are here, we're creating, we're not linked to any big organisations, and to the point where we're not going to be ignored. It's going to be like, oh, Labour Creatives, yeah, they do this, this and this, rather than, what? Oh, we've got a forum. Okay. We want to be that kind of buzzword. But also the arts, how it was like 15, 20 years ago, when it was, you know, there was a rich sense of art happening in Birmingham. So obviously we're Ladywood, but Birmingham in general, you could go out to certain nights of the week and there was art happening, and I feel that needs to come back. I know it's going to be hard and a struggle, but after this, a lot of people are going to have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And there needs to be some sort of outlet to express it. So if we can try and make that happen, then we will. So yeah, I'm excited because I feel like there is something stirring. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm very keen to bring like activities for the elderly as well.
Yeah.
Especially like dominoes and you know, card games and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you know, I know a lot of elderly love dominoes and, you know, like to be involved.
And there are, I'm aware that there are a number of community organisations that offer that. It's making those known to residents, so that, you know, that they know where they can go, and if they need support getting there, whether that support's available. So that's a big part of it as well. It's including people in the activities they want to do, and we are going to listen to that and try and, you know, enable that to happen, rather than just prescribing some activity that nobody else wants to do. That's why we need as many inputs as we can.
So any final words, any final messages that you just want to just get out there? How can people get onto the Facebook page? That sort of stuff.
Like the page. No, I think once we are visible, and there's a piece of work that will be coming out. Speaking to Kat,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now. You're frozen. Yeah, you're there. And I think that part of Mama's Login, it's connecting with the whole kind of community, but I feel like it's going to be something that will be kind of punching, and it shows the kind of work that Mooville does, but as well as the artists within Ladywood. So even though Mooville's the company, I'm the artist first, and then Mooville comes after. So it's about those messages being out there, and just connecting, creating, and you know, it's a hard time right now as well. And I know people want to give up. I know people are scared. I know people are fearful. But I think you have to have that kind of belief and faith in yourself. And if you're feeling that type of way right now, whatever art form that you have, use it, because that's how people are getting through certain things. You know, if you're a writer, write. If you're an artist, do your paintings, your drawings, what you can see right now, because that's you filtering out all that kind of tension and that frustration out there. And you'd be surprised with what piece of work is out there, but also you feel a lot better. And just try and, if you can, talk to people, because now it's going to be a hard time right now, and there's people who haven't got friends, haven't got people that they can talk to, hopefully, I think that's why I'm kind of keen to kind of start a bit of a group, that there is a bit of a soundboard for people who may not have anyone to talk to, but there's a forum there that will listen creatively. And that's all we can do for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. It was nice to catch up with you guys. And obviously, Ladywood Arts Forum, there's a Facebook page. Everyone like and just keep a lookout for developments.
Yeah.